scouting for pipe layers, topmen, and heavy equipment operators. So if you want to score a great job, visit gsconstruction.ca today.
Everybody loves a beautiful day in Edmonton. Hey, it's Jamie, and Green Drop Lawn Care is giving you one more reason to love the nice weather. Next Nice Day service. People always ask,
how soon can Green Drop get here?
Well, when you sign up with Next Nice Day service, we'll be there by tomorrow. Assuming Mother Nature cooperates, we'll be fertilizing and treating your weeds by the very next day. We'll even include drought fighter at no additional cost. Just another reason we have been Canada's lawn expert since 1979. Easy online signups only at greendrop.com.
You haven't set your lineup yet, right? It's Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas on Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
Just after 11 o'clock, good morning. Thank you for joining us here on Fantasy Frenzy, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, the home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online, wilhaukbeefjerky.com, only available in Leduc. Go pay him a visit. Get ahead of it. Get it ready for the weekend, whether you're out with the kids, maybe you're going to the lake, the cabin, camping, golfing. It's the snack you can just take along with you. And grab a few bags because you will consume it quickly. Connor Halley, Brandon Douglas, Josh Fenwick with you here from the Sports 1440 studios in West Edmonton Mall. Thank you for joining us. If it's on the radio, you're streaming, watching on YouTube, we appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up button if you are on the tube. Lots to discuss on the show today, of course. We can take your text to 1-833-401-1440 or emails. Connor at sports1440.ca, Brandon at sports1440.ca, Josh at sports1440.ca. You want to talk some Oilers coaches? Could do that. We could talk about the playoffs last night. Vegas Golden Knights taking a 1-0 series lead. Could talk about SGA and the Thunder evening up their series with the San Antonio Spurs. Huge win for them. The Jays getting the job done despite the delay. Game didn't go until after 9 o'clock Eastern time. But the Blue Jays victorious. Or hey, IIHF World Championships Canada. Big comeback in a game where they were trailing for a lot of it. They went down 2-0 by 12 minutes in the first period. Then Mark Scheifele said, all right, guys, I got this. 2 goals, ties it up. Then it was Noah Steen for the Norwegians. Duke, did I mention I'm Norwegian? Gabriel Velarde tied it up after 40. Then Dylan Cousins gave Canada the first lead of the game. But Christian Kazastool bounces back. And then Tinas Luke Koblar made it another lead for Norway. Ryan O'Reilly ties it up with under 2 minutes left, and then only 29 seconds into overtime. Mark Scheifele from Evan Bouchard and Macklin Celebrini. Bouch, no goals today, 3 assists. Scheifele, 3 goals and an assist. Macklin Celebrini, a couple assists. A lot of guys with zeros on the box score. But Canada gets it done. Cam Talbot probably wishes he was a little bit better. 737 save percentage, 5 goals on 19 shots. Not terrific, but you know what? To be fair, Duke, I'm just a box score watcher in this one because I didn't watch the game. Maybe they were all really good shots. I don't know if you were following along too closely.
We had it on here in the studio. Yeah, some tips, some redirections, some crisp work on the power play. It's obviously not a pretty final stat line for Cam Talbot, and yeah, you can always aim to be better, no doubt about it. But I don't know, just something about the pesky Norwegians that refuse to go away in this hockey game and find a way to keep getting a lead and then losing it and then getting a lead again. And good result for Canada. They'll move to the top of the table in their pool. Despite it being an overtime win, they currently sit clear of the Czechs by 1 point, thanks to the overtime loss that the Czechs suffered to Slovenia earlier in the week.
Huge. Also, I was driving in and I was listening to In or Out. Meatless May, that's a thing?
No meat May.
No meat May. Now, you said pierogies. Could I say cheese pizza?
Someone else texted that in. I think that's okay.
I'd be all over that.
I just think compared to other variants of the same food, like cheese pizza is so mid compared to versions with meat. Whereas pierogies, if you garnish it with some bacon bits, that improves it, but not by the level that putting meat on pizza does.
What if you had bacon inside of it though?
Yeah, that exists.
Is ham pierogies a thing?
Not in my ventures, but
I think that would be all right. That was an interesting question. And to those of you who do it, shout out. I don't think I could. I don't think I'd want to.
I'm not sure if I've ever gone more than a full day without consuming meat.
Well, yeah, like some holidays, it's like you can't consume meat, but you can have fish. I don't get that. That seems hypocritical.
Well, it's the same people that are just pescatarians. They don't eat any meat, but they eat fish like all the time.
Fish matter too.
Because, and listen, everyone's motives are different. Sometimes it's a health thing. Some people, it's a morals thing where they say, yeah, I don't want to eat a cow or a pig, but I'll eat a fish. I don't really see the difference.
I'm with you.
The fish have brains. They're not mammals, but neither are birds, like a chicken, and they don't have very big brains.
Stop. If you're gonna eat nothing, I think you just gotta, or if you're not eating animals, cut them all out.
Go all the way, or quit being a hypocrite. That's Connor's take here.
I mean, things that I think about. The text line's 1-833-401-1440. I think we got some text coming in from MTR that might be going back previously to other conversations.
I don't think so, because you brought up SGA.
Did I say he was the GOAT, though?
Maybe.
That's your GOAT? That's your MVP? That's an SGA highlight. I didn't even click it. Well, it's not my MVP. It's everyone's MVP. He won the award twice in a row. That's like when young Josh tries to tell me that Carmelo Anthony's not a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer twice. He's with the Dream Team or the Redeem Team and on his own.
He's in the Hall of Fame.
That's my MVP because he was the MVP legitimately. Speaking of MVPs, Kyle says, hey, it's Josh Allen's birthday. Got to give him a happy birthday. Go Bills. We're a fantasy show, Duke. If you were to look at Josh Allen this upcoming season, he'll be 30. If he were a running back, people would say, you got to watch out for the drop-off. It's officially here. Last season, 25 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, throwing for 3,600 yards. Not mind-blowing statistics. I just want to make sure we give him all the credit there because rushing, I believe he still had 579 yards and 14 touchdowns rushing the football. Good numbers for a quarterback. A guy of his size, obviously always finding ways to get the job done. That was a drop-off, though. That was his lowest passing touchdown total since his sophomore year in the NFL. 36, 37, 35, 29, 28, 25. 10 interceptions. That's actually not a bad total for him. He does throw the ball, turn it over a little bit. His rushing yardage kind of on par with what it's been the last 3 years. Finding touchdowns like nobody's business. The last 3 years, 15, 12, 14. You look at the weapons around him. I think that might be the goal. I mean, you probably want to maybe temper expectations in the running game. Like maybe having him take less hits would be a good idea. But the receivers this year, Duke, Josh Palmer, DJ Moore, Khalil Shakir, not bad. Then you've got Keon Coleman, who's looking to rebound. McCall Hardman. They drafted Skylar Bell in the 4th round. They've got, I would say, 6 good receivers. You drafted Keon Coleman essentially in the 1st round. It was early in the 2nd in 2024 to hopefully be that guy. Hasn't worked out as of yet. DJ Moore, I think we could probably say a very good player. What are your expectations for Josh Allen this year?
I expect him to probably be the number 1 fantasy quarterback yet again.
Yeah.
Just the combination of passing and running that he's been able to put forth. And we've seen other guys have a lot more success in one area or the other, right? Like the annual guys that are always at the top of the table in passing yards and passing touchdowns, right? Talking guys like Matt Stafford. And then the flip side, what we saw Jalen Hurts do a couple seasons ago from a rushing total perspective with the tush push in full force. But Allen can kind of do it both ways. And I'm not going to say at an unprecedented level because we've seen plenty of really good dual threat quarterbacks over the years. And the fact that the Bills have, I think the addition of DJ Moore shored up, like is he the best receiver that Josh Allen has had? I mean, obviously Steph Diggs was really good in the early going, but in the past couple of years, it's been an area of weakness for this team. It's been a by committee kind of everybody pitching in. DJ Moore, he's not a spring chicken anymore. He's been around a lot of seasons. I think he is a bona fide number one guy. We saw that in past seasons in Chicago, even if this past year he took a step back with some new faces, Loveland, Dunze, even Luther Burden getting some looks at times as well. I still think DJ Moore can be that. So I would expect Josh Allen to maybe even bounce back on some of those totals from a passing perspective. And when you have a running threat like James Cook, you don't have to put yourself in danger as much in designed runs for sure. But we always know he's an effective scrambler, and he kind of does things that are a little crazy sometimes, and has a downside of leading to turnovers, whether it be via fumbles or interceptions. But he's tried to curtail that in his more recent years too. So yeah, would it surprise me to see Josh Allen back in the number one spot from a fantasy perspective? No, it wouldn't at all. I think he's going to have another great season. The Bills are a good team, and they get a little bit of continuity even with the new head coach just promoting their OC.
Trev says, what are your guys' thoughts on Saquon Barkley and where he might be picked up in a fantasy draft? Well, I mean, I think I have to eat a little bit of crow because I was on the bandwagon that he wouldn't drop off. And hey, he still rushed for 1,000 yards. The touchdown total wasn't amazing. 9 total when you add receiving. I had 1,300 total yards, 37 receptions. I'm be a little cautious. Like, he had some big games, but he didn't break out until midway through the season. October 26th was the first game he rushed for over 150 yards. He's not getting a crazy workload either here, Duke, with 280 carries. Carved up the Chargers pretty good. Carved up the Washington Commanders in the second last game of the season. I kind of feel like he's fallen out of the first round. Obviously, depends on your league. The Eagles' offensive line, according to an article from Pro Football Network, they rank them as the 14th best. So middle of the pack, right?
Which compared to years past, they were, if not consensus, right there, number one unit that the league had to offer.
100%.
Especially from a running perspective.
So, I mean, I think with A.J. Brown gone, we think in a few weeks he'll be traded to New England or wherever it might be. There might be maybe a little more of an emphasis. They draft Mekhi Lemon. I don't know. I'd be comfortable with him, as my second running back, I suppose, Duke. I don't know how you come out on that one. He's another year older, so people will have questions about that one, but I still like him. I still think he's going to give you a decent output. If you could have him in your flex spot instead, I'd be a little bit more comfortable, but we see guys bounce back all the time. And yeah, he's not going to be that 2,000 yards player, I would assume, but if he put up a similar number and you got him in the second round, maybe towards the end, I think I'd be pretty happy with that. How are you feeling about him?
Yeah, I think you're spot on in kind of he'd be a high-end RB2 on your roster. And where does that end up landing him draft-wise? Yeah, well, I think that really fluctuates depending on format and everything, because he's if he were to get into the middle of the second round, then I'd be surprised, because he still carries a lot of name value, and the production, if not, like you said, MVP caliber, like we saw 2 seasons ago, was still solid. You could stand to do a lot worse, especially with a lot of teams kind of in a little bit more of a tandem type system. He's a bona fide bell cow, right? Even if the total number touches, because the team seems to want to try and pass the ball a little bit more. He's still an undisputed number one within the team. So that's kind of becoming maybe a little bit more rare, because teams want to get a little bit more mileage out of their guys and not just run them into the dirt for their rookie contract and then move on.
If we were just to go quickly through some of the top names, you're not taking him above the following: Bijan, agree?
Yep.
Gibbs?
Yep.
McCaffrey?
Yep.
Puka?
Yep.
Jamar Chase?
Yeah.
Jackson Smith-Njigba?
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor?
Yeah, probably.
Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah.
Devon Achane?
He's got a new deal, so it looks like he's going to be sticking in Miami, which maybe a little more concerning than it is encouraging. But he's going to get a lot of work. So I'm a big believer in Achane. I think he's electric. He's an awesome player. So this is where it might start to get a little murky, because from production standpoint, there's a case to be made. Barkley could be more valuable than Achane.
Well, so James Cook.
I think this is just a consensus, like one website ranking you're looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I actually think I would have James Cook a little bit higher.
Me too.
Than this.
I think he gets slept on. Ashton Genty.
Yeah, I think this is now we're right in that spot where I think Vegas is poised to take a big step forward. What does that look like in team results? Because of the division they play in, I don't know if they're a playoff team, but I could see Genty having a much more productive second year. But I still think I'd probably lean towards the safety net of Saquon Barkley over a little bit more of a risky upside potential with Ashton Genty.
I do like having Kirk Cousins there to start the year. I feel like, a guy who can break down defenses, put him in the right position. So I do like that one. Then they have Saquon. Then it's Jeremiah Love, Omarion Hampton, Derrick Henry. I am a biased person.
You love Hampton.
I think Hampton's a first round pick at the end. Like if you got him, if you're in a 12-team league and you got him at 11 or 12, just with that offensive line, if it's healthy, Mike McDaniel, the commitment from Jim Harbaugh to set up the run, I think at 15 where they have him going would be an absolute steal. Then again, injuries will always be a concern with that organization. So MTR says, I wouldn't touch McCaffrey with a 10-foot pole, but I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I wouldn't touch him in the first round. I'm kind of with MTR on this one. Like I would probably take him above Saquon, but
how much above Saquon?
If I got one of the top, if I got one of the top tier running backs and then he was gone, that's not someone I'm like, oh, wish I would have taken him. Wish I could have had him in the second round. I'd be totally fine staying away from him. They got that plant there that just injures all their players.
Well, but MTR says that's fake news.
No, it's real. Trust me.
I wonder if I have one of those in my apartment.
You probably have one in Delburn, the farm.
I just open a door that I never knew existed in the barn. I was like, oh my God, there's a power plant in here.
How do we think we run the lights here, Brandon? Come on. It's the power plant.
Where'd you think the electricity came from? The electricity store? So naive.
Yeah, you guys produce your own. We've got Kyle said, I worry about his injury history. Is that Allen, McCaffrey, Saquon? Saquon's only missed 2 games in the, I want to say, well, maybe it's more. I think it's been 16, 2 of the 3 last years and 14 in the others. So that's not too bad for a position like running back. We'll take a break. When we come back, some texts here. Got Dean, Stu, and a few others. We'll talk some more fantasy football. Whatever you guys want to get to today, let us know. 1-833-401-1440. We'll do our best to get to all of it. It is Fantasy Frenzy, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky here on Sports 1440, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and Twitch.
Hey there, I'm in the Fountain Tire sidecar, making a list of the things I'm doing this spring. 1. Saving you money, with up to 20% off select tires until June 13th. 2. Water skiing, tricky in a sidecar, but fun. And 3, saving you more money with mail-in rebates of up to $100 off a set of 4 select tires and $50 off a $150 service with the purchase of 4 select tires. Oh, that's 4 things. Oh well, restrictions apply. Book online at fountaintire.com. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Summer in Alberta means baseball debates.
Okay, best ballpark snack. Gotta be popcorn.
Nah, it's nachos, hands down.
Nah, you're both wrong. It's mini donuts. But when it comes to beef jerky, there's no argument.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
The only snack every fan agrees on. Grab some for your next ballpark outing.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky. Because you don't win games with salad. Only available in Leduc.
What's that? Is that actually spring? Like no snow squalls or bad weather tomorrow? It's actually spring? Well, GS Construction welcomes the warmer weather because that means we can really get to work. Now, it doesn't matter if there was bad weather. This is our time to shine, but we can't do it without good people to do that work. That's why GS Construction is hiring pipe layers, topmen, and heavy equipment operators. If you want to join a team who loves their work, visit gsconstruction.ca today.
Getting your vehicle sparkling clean doesn't have to cost a fortune. Take it into Hughes today and pay just loonies a wash.
Find us at HughesCarWash.com.
Hear that? That's your entry calling. Go Auto is sending you to the biggest football event in the world, live in Vancouver, with tickets, flights, and a hotel stay for 2. To enter the contest, just text GAME to 780-777-7777. That's GAME to 780 all sevens. Go Auto, get in the game.
Diamond Ice Sports and Entertainment is an innovative market leader across Western Canada. Properties include the Spruce Grove Saints, the Junior Prospects Hockey League, Silent Rides Charter Company, the Hockey Super League, and the newly launched Female Super League. Silent Ice also owns the Western Hockey League Seattle Thunderbirds and operates the Morinville AAA Arena. The Silent Ice Center, a new state-of-the-art entertainment facility in Nisku, features 2 sheets of ice, a 1,600-seat arena, as well as Summit Restaurant. Learn more at silentice.com.
Hi, I'm Colin Livingston, president of Cantork. We've been tightening bolts and redefining our industry for 25 years. Yes, a quarter century, and we're just getting started. Check us out at cantork.com. Our tools age better than I do.
Don't miss a moment of Blue Jays baseball this season. Join play-by-play announcer Ben Shulman for the game live on Sports 1440. The Toronto Blue Jays are on Edmonton's home for all things sports. Sports 1440.
Summer is calling. Is your vehicle ready for the road trip? Get ready for the season at Nisku Ford with offers that turn up the heat. Right now, you choose how you save. Finance your new vehicle with rates as low as 0%. Or choose massive cash rebates as high as $12,500. Whether you're hauling the boat or packing up the family, we have the Ford you need for your summer adventures. Start your summer upgrade at niskuford.ca. Nisku Ford, above expectations.
Legacy Heating and Cooling is your supplier of maximum comfort, bringing you the cool AC you need. You just have to
call Legacy. Call Legacy.
For comfort at night when the hot air suffocates you.
Call Legacy.
For comfort in your wallet with no payments or interest for 1 year.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
You deserve comfort. Cool off today with AC from Legacy Heating and Cooling.
Who should start? Who needs to hit the bench? Find out with Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
After 2 years, it went to Minnesota. Named after the Walter family, husband and wife. Billie Jean King was the one who recommended the idea. I was reading up on the trophy last night. Text lines 1-833-401-1440. This segment is for elksnation.ca, 2 weekly podcasts with Eddie Steele and Declan Kruger, breaking down the green and gold. The most in-depth coverage you're going to find online, articles, videos, podcasts. elksnation.ca. Elks, of course, will have their walkthrough tomorrow down at Clark Stadium, 9:50 to 10:30. I always like the walkthroughs. Very laid back. Good to chat with some of the guys. Duke, we've got a new video up on our social media platforms that Mackenzie just made. It's absolutely hilarious. Our walk-up songs, if we were Major League Baseball players, with some photoshops of us, like Donovan looks like Freddie Freeman, just beaming smile. But I recommend you go check it out on our social media platforms. You had a good selection. I don't think your pick would surprise anyone who listens to Fantasy Frenzy.
Oh yeah, it's an absolute banger.
It's a hit, and
bangers only.
I feel like people probably it has definitely been used in the past as a walk-up song.
You think so?
Has to have at least once. At least once.
Do you think yours has been used at least once?
100%. Mine's probably overused, but at the same time, no, because it's a great walk-up song. Oh, she kind of caught me off guard. She like came around the corner and just asked me, and then you got a little bit of a time to think. I thought you might go in a different direction, but you made a good pick. Go check it out on our social media platforms and make sure you like it.
Like and subscribe.
You must subscribe. Stulo, Texting in, just about no meat May. Cauliflower bites are pretty good in a pinch, but they still ain't chicken nuggets. Is Patrick Thorson still sniping for Norway? I don't think so. Oiler legend. Yeah, Duke, you and I tried the cauliflower.
We
wings.
did. You can't dog something until you try it. So we tried it, and now that I have, I'll dog them. They don't. Oh, it tastes just like chicken. No, all you're doing is you just taste the sauce. Like the sauce tastes the same because it's the same sauce. The cauliflower itself does not taste anything like chicken.
No.
It's like, here's cauliflower dipped in buffalo sauce. All right, yeah, I'll eat that. That's fine. But don't tell me that it's chicken wings.
No, there's not even close. Kyle just following up with the injury history about Saquon. Been healthy since getting to Philly, but in New York, it seemed like he was always out. And like, kinda, but only 1 year did he have really like miss a lot. His third season, he played 2 games. Before that, 16, 13, 13, 16, 14. Now, that's still games missed every season, no doubt about it, but not as bad as some other players. And you kind of get that rep and it doesn't leave you. No, like people still think Keenan Allen is injury prone. He's been pretty good as of late, but to start his year or career off, yeah. Achilles, ACLs, it was never great. MTR says, I do think Chris McCaffrey still is viable, but today's number 1 fantasy bell cow should be done. It would worry me. I'd like him a little bit more in a PPR as well. But yeah, if you got him as your second back or, after someone else, I think you'd be stoked about it or later on. But I would probably be avoiding him. Top 5. Deanocracy says, I think Lamar gets back to the top fantasy quarterback this season.
New scheme, new system.
Dean is a Ravens fan. So he should think that. I still would think that, if you got Lamar Jackson, you're pretty fired up about your quarterback situation. In this league that I was looking at, it was a mock draft done by ESPN personalities. Josh Allen, QB1, 4th round. 5 picks later, Lamar Jackson, QB2. QB3 in this situation, Jaden Daniels, went in the 5th round. Nope, wouldn't be me. I would not be touching him. Then in the 6th round, the QB start going. Jalen Hurts, Drake May, Joe Burrow. I'm almost on all those guys, Duke. I'm in no rush at this point. If those guys all were selected, I'm just chilling. I'll wait. Jackson Dart was QB7 taken. I'd still be chilling. Into the 9th round. No quarterbacks taken. 10th round. Not seeing any quarterbacks being taken. Oh, Brock Purdy went. 99th overall. Patrick Mahomes, 11th round. He's QB9. I'd still be chilling. I would take Dak. He's going to put up fine fantasy numbers. I think you can win with Dak. Kyler Murray in the 12th round. Assuming he wins the starting job. If you had to put a percentage on it, Duke, what do you think the odds are Kyler Murray is starting game 1 for Minnesota?
A percentage?
Yeah. Like 90?
89%.
89, yeah. We're pretty confident. Yeah. With those weapons that he has as well, I don't mind that. Tyler Shuck, 130th. Justin Herbert, 140th. Man, I'd be fine with Herbert right there. I got to get in a league like this where quarterbacks just fall. I'll take my quarterbacks at like the 14th and 15th round. Probably lose, but whatever. Trev says, I'm going to go to an NFL game this upcoming season. When is the best time to purchase tickets? I would probably say ASAP. Depends where you're going. I always bought mine as early as possible when I would go to games. Just got to sit low. I've sat it high up. I sat low. Once I was at a Chargers-Ravens Sunday night game. We were like row 10, Qualcomm Stadium. Didn't sit down the entirety of the game. Just stood up the whole time. Ravens fans were great. Chargers fans were having a good time. Ray Lewis didn't play due to injury. I think it was his elbow at the time. But still got to go see the Ravens play. Ed Reed. Suggs. Might have been Joe Flacco at quarterback. Trev, that's awesome, though. You'll have an awesome time. Like, it's an experience. You got to make sure you get to the game like 3 hours early at least. Do the tailgating, walk around. Assuming you're going to the right places, wearing the right colors, you'll probably get some free food and potentially some beers. Really good time. Stulo says, for your information, Thorsten played up until last year at age 42 in Sweden. I was a big fan of him as a fellow Norwegian. Kyle says, Josh Allen is a girl dad now. Sorry, Ravens fan, but Lamar isn't even going to be close to Josh this year. Does that change things when you become a girl dad? You get a new source of powers? I'm interested to see how the Josh Allen career arc is. At what point does he start to slow down when it comes to running the football? Obviously, it's what makes him so great, what makes him a MVP candidate year in and year out. But you don't bounce back from those hits quite as fast the older you get. And we could have that discussion with Lamar Jackson as well. For the record, I think both these guys can still tear you up, sitting back and passing. I'm curious to just see how that evolves. How about Derrick Henry, Duke? I saw him walking on the field. He looks just jacked as ever. Do you have any fear of Derrick Henry and staying away from him until a certain point?
Until a certain point, I don't know, because once again, it's always indicative or determined, by what happens before that. Like, am I jumping at the bit to get Derrick Henry? No, but if all of a sudden you find yourself into a spot where you've got an RB1 and everyone else is all of a sudden jumping to take quarterbacks or something, and you can get him as your RB2, like late second round, third round or something. Yeah. Cause I still think he's a bell cow type guy. Right. And for maybe a lot of the reasons that you're optimistic about Lamar thriving under a new look system and things of that nature, you have to be similarly optimistic about Derrick Henry, because he would still be a big part of what would stir the drink inside that offensive group. So he's not do I think he's like a fantasy team RB1 anymore? I don't think so. I just think there's too many guys that have kind of jumped past him when you talk about Bijan and Jameer. And I get it. Like, if you're in a 12-team league, there still needs to be 12 RB1s. He could maybe be at the back end of that, sort of like Saquon. But I think he's probably, if you have a really good team that's stacked at the position, he's probably your second running back.
He's incredible, though. Like last year, just under 1,600 yards.
Yeah, like the production just still, each time we keep saying, well, Father Time's going to catch up. Yeah. The body's going to break down. You can't be that big and run the way he does for this long and still be productive. But he keeps doing it. So it's a matter of doubt him at your own peril. And if you pass on him in drafts because you're expecting that fall off, well, it might come back to bite you. But at some point, it will be true, right? Like, just at running backs especially, right? Even the guys that play forever, the production does not stay there forever in their career, a la Frank Gore. What a legend! Like it's not Tom Brady, where you're still getting premier numbers at 40 years old. And I get Derrick Henry's not 40 years old. But still, I think he's probably in that second grouping of good running backs, right there with some of the other guys we already talked about.
It was only the 5th time in his career that he's carried the ball over 300 times.
Insane.
At age 31, 16 touchdowns. Hey, he's not going to be your biggest receiving threat. It's never really been his game, although at 33, 28, back-to-back seasons, not too shabby. But yeah, that's if I had to eat crow for Saquon falling off, I didn't for Henry, because that was a guy I kind of went to bat for, and I think I had him in one of my leagues. Dean says, we shall see, Mr. Bills fan. Yeah. Hey, they both got stud quarterbacks once you're a Bills or a Ravens fan. And the divisions are both interesting, because the Bills, I thought that division went through Buffalo for the next 3 years. Patriots turn that around very quickly. They'll make it competitive. They'll have a tougher schedule this year. I think they're due for a fall off, but they're still going to be a good team. The Ravens, the Bengals, the Browns, Steelers, Aaron Rodgers back for one final ride.
Where do you stand on that? The formal announcement that this is it.
I don't mind it. I don't know if I believe it. Like, a year away, maybe he's like, I kind of think I can still play. Like, if he has another year and the Steelers come calling and say, hey, we'll give you 30 mil or whatever it might be. But I don't mind it. How about you? You don't like it?
No, I kind of hate it when players do this. and it's easy. I've never been a big fan of Aaron Rodgers, the person. You can't respect what he's accomplished on the field. And it's going to be the same thing with LeBron James next year. I'm quite certain of it. And I'll say it's even worse when coaches do it, like Coach K did it last year at Duke. if you want to say when it's the final month of the season, you say, people ask you, have you thought about your future? Like, yeah, I think this is probably it. Like, I'm going to hang it up when this year's over. Then sure, to each their own. But I just don't really get it. And it's different. Some players or individuals seem to do it for the sake of pomp and circumstance, right? They get honored at every game they play, presented with some memorabilia or token of appreciation from opposing teams and opposing fan bases, yada, yada, yada. I don't know. I think you can appreciate stuff like that in hindsight. It doesn't have to be in real time. Like when a player hangs it up, fan bases, teams can show their appreciation. It doesn't have to be before puck drop of their last game in that building or kickoff their last game in that building. You know what I mean?
I kind of blame Major League Baseball for doing this.
Okay.
Because wasn't it Rivera who... Chipper Jones,
Rivera, or
Jeter, like they kind of had this thing going. I don't remember it being a thing before that.
The farewell tour notion, right? I'm not a huge fan of it. Yeah, I don't know.
What do we always say though? You know, like at funerals, we never honor people till they're gone.
It's a good point.
So why not give them their due? And it's not for everybody. It's not me going on a retirement tour. LeBron James, consensus top 3 player of all time.
Top 1.
Well, I mean, I'm just covering my bases here. Aaron Rodgers, this is actually another point. One of the greatest to ever play the quarterback position. I mean, if it's going to go to someone, at least it's them, and it's not like Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, but if Kirk Cousins announces his this is my last year playing, is it met with the same fanfare that Aaron Rodgers?
Oh,
is?
No.
It would be by me. I think I'd way rather celebrate a guy like Kirk Cousins than I would Aaron Rodgers. And that's just a personal thing because I think Kirk Cousins is a really good person. Aaron Rodgers isn't.
Was it because he was immunized?
He was immunized specifically. No, and like it's just a matter of like guys that like or athletes, whatever, that like to make things about themselves. And I think Aaron Rodgers has a track record of doing that.
Yeah, I mean that's certainly the reputation. I don't know. He is what he is. Okay, on field, put your bias aside. I asked Gregor this in 5 questions. Aaron Rodgers is a top blank quarterback of all time. Give me the number.
Purely ability?
Yeah.
Top 5.
Okay, we're on the same page then.
Like, but
Gregor at 15.
Then if you change the conversation or the qualification, because I don't think Tom Brady is the best quarterback to ever play, but I think he's the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
You can't deny the winning. And the fact that he went and did it with another team too, still a very good team. It's not like he shouldered things, but he's got the individual accolades to go with the team success, the numbers. And a lot of times in New England, not doing it with a star-studded offensive cast, right? Yes, he had Gronk and Randy Moss, obviously, in the one terrific year. But he was doing a lot with like guys we'd never heard of before until they played with Tom Brady. So yeah, I think stuff like that matters.
He had some good players.
Yes, he did.
he had Deion Branch and Patton and Kevin Falk. Those are like not stars, but then they loaded that team up. Like they got Corey Dillon, obviously Randy Moss, Wes Welker, Dante Stallworth. Oh,
and like
Julian
Edelman became a really good player.
Yeah.
But it's not like he was a top 5 draft pick.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Wasn't a first round draft. He played quarterback in college
at Kent State. Like that's developmental for sure. Okay, then let's just do your top 5 quarterbacks of all time because I had Brady Manning, of course. This will be no order. I threw in Joe Montana, and because I have to give one, retro pick, I put in Johnny Unitas.
Okay,
so pick them however you want. Rodgers this year is going to become, I believe, 4th or 5th. Maybe, 3rd in touchdown passes. He only needs 12. Passing yards, there's a good chance Matthew Stafford actually passes him, and he can't pass anyone. So what would your top 5 be?
Just top 5 best quarterbacks.
In no order, just your top
5. Yeah, I think Breeze, Manning, Brady, obviously. Rodgers. And I get it, these are all recency bias because they're guys I watched play.
Yeah.
After that, it's tough to ignore a guy like Montana. Yeah, I'll go there.
Iron said Young. Yeah, Steve Young was great too.
Matt Schaub.
Matt Schaub. The one that Declan and I were laughing at. You go back and you look at like some players' box score or their career statistics, and I look at Mike Bossy in the NHL, and every time it just blows my mind how good he was. And then the opposite of that is you go look at Troy Aikman's numbers, and he won games. Obviously, part of the triplets made the plays when it mattered, but like
the numbers don't exactly wow you.
Yeah, I know it was a different era, and he's a Hall of Famer, great broadcaster as well. But that's like I thought he would have had bigger numbers back then. We'll take a break here. When we come back, more text 1-833-401-1440. It's Fantasy Frenzy, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
New at Papa John's, the spinach Alfredo chicken tomato pizza. Say it with me now. Spinach Alfredo sauce, grilled chicken, fresh Roma tomatoes, all on our fresh, never frozen pizza dough. 4 favorites, 1 pizza. So let's run it back. The spinach Alfredo chicken tomato pizza. Right now, a large for just $18.99. Delivery or carry out. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Cantork has turned 25. That's right, 25 years of building tools so good, they practically torque themselves. Hard work and innovation equals problem solved. See our latest designs at cantork.com.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. No one's ever accused car shopping to be fun. I mean, think about it. Awkward standoffs to get a price. Let me go talk to my manager. Dealers asking for your credit card, then melting your phone if you say no. See, not fun. At Northgate, I promise you a different experience. We make it fun. And you will like us, I promise. 0% financing, a great selection of new and pre-owned units. So for some fun, stop in today. 13215 97th Street or visit us online at northgategm.com.
You're in Northgate country.
Summit Restaurant, located in the heart of the Silent Ice Center and just minutes from South Edmonton Common. Summit is your destination for exceptional house-made pizza, delicious entrees, and expertly crafted cocktails. Experience the perfect blend of flavor and ambiance in a modern setting. Join us for a straightforward yet elevated dining experience where our commitment to quality speaks to every bite and sip. Make Summit Restaurant your next night on the town.
When your project can't afford downtime, call Japa Equipment Rentals. From excavators and wheel loaders to compaction equipment, Japa has the machines you need. Trusted since 1972. Visit japaequipment.com or stop our Edmonton or Calgary locations.
With Play Alberta, backing the home team goes beyond the bets. That's because your picks have provincial impact. Play Alberta is the only app in the province that puts all revenue directly back into supporting programs and services that Albertans rely on every day. By investing in the General Revenue Fund, every play, bet, and buy made on Play Alberta helps make a difference across the province. Visit playalberta.ca/Gregor to learn more. That's playalberta.ca/Gregor. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, use your game sense.
Good to go.
With Mortgages to Go, you'll be good to go. MortgagesToGo.ca says yes when the banks say no. That's why Alberta has trusted Mortgages to Go for over 23 years. If you need cash and have equity in your home, you're approved instantly, guaranteed. Call 1-888-888-5998. That's 1-888-888-5998. With Mortgages to Go, you'll say,
good to go.
In Alberta, every family has a baseball game day tradition for the summer.
We always bring our gloves to the ballpark.
We always keep score.
We always bring Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Some things change, but the best home run snack never does.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Whether you're watching from your recliner or the stands, make it a part of your summer ball game tradition.
Will Hawk Beef Jerky, because you don't win games with salad. Only available in Leduc.
The longest running basketball show in Canada airs every Saturday morning at 10 on Sports 1440. Hoop City with Paul Sir introduces a new generation of basketball talk, and it's right here on Edmonton's home for sports, Sports 1440.
Debt can take over your life. The stress, the constant worry, it can feel like you're drowning. When people come to see me, they're often anxious and feeling hopeless. But when I explain how I can help them get out of debt, those feelings melt away. I'm Parveen Middleton, licensed insolvency trustee at BDO here in Edmonton. I will create a personalized debt relief plan so you can move forward with confidence. Call 1-833-BDO-TALK or visit bdodebt.ca to discover your debt-free future.
At Metal Supermarkets, they're all about value added. In addition to a warehouse bursting with steel, aluminum, all the good stuff, and cut fast, they offer a ton of value added services: metal bending, drilling, punching, notching, welding, and back hair waxing. Oh, sorry, I meant plasma cutting. Anybody seen my glasses? Metal Supermarkets, the convenience stores for... And value-added options, too, even delivery. Southside, West End, metalsupermarkets.com.
Who should start? Who needs to hit the bench? Find out with Fantasy Frenzy with Halley and Douglas. This is Sports 1440.
Presented by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky.
It's 11:47. Welcome back to Fantasy Frenzy here on Sports 1440, brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Halley, Douglas, Fenwick with you here. I should let you know coming up next, we got the Lowdown Flow Tide from noon to 2. LT, Declan Kruger, and Josh hanging around Thursday, so bag milk will be by. Then it's the Jason Greger Show from 2 till 6. An absolutely loaded show for you. We're going to be joined by Steve Hamilton. Talk some Memorial Cup. He'll be there, as will Sam Cosentino of Sportsnet. We'll mix in David Owens with the Thirsty Thursday segment. Colin Livingston, Cam Tate, Landon Ferraro, Spec, Yaremchuk. It's going to be a busy day on the Jason Greger Show, so make sure you keep it locked here on Sports 1440. I'm just jotting some things down with my new pen from Fusion Promo Marketing. These are nice pens, Duke. Have you written anything yet with them?
No, I haven't had a chance, but I'm looking forward to it. That might become the new official pen of Tropic Slow Pitch Scorekeeping, a position to which I have been relegated.
I will say, when I get a new pen, I always do that little squiggle test.
Yep.
Didn't even have to with these ones. Wow. It just worked immediately, so check them out. Maybe you'll get one if you see us.
If you rob me.
I might just carry some pens around, and if you meet me, you could ask for a pen. Our little discussion about quarterbacks. Kenneth says, is Rodgers third in his era, but top 5 all time?
Well, keep in mind, this is the most pass-happy era of the NFL.
You do this. The numbers are going to be bigger, but for me, Rodgers no doubt is top 5. I think he's just, as a passer, incredible.
So effortless.
Yeah.
It's that little flick of the wrist that when your team is playing against him, it just makes you so mad.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how can he do that?
He's in the grasp and then he just flicks it.
It looks like he's dead in the water with a guy bearing down on him right in his face. And yeah, just a little flick of the wrist and he's airing it out 50 yards like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm. He's amazing. Robbie agrees. Top 5. Nicky Northside says Big Ben deserves more attention. Big game guy. An absolute unit. You couldn't sack with one guy.
Just a beast.
I mean, yeah, Ben Roethlisberger, 7th all time in passing yards. No one's going to pass him in the next little while here. The next closest that's active is Joe Flacco. He's like 20,000 yards back.
I think that's probably safe.
Flacco could get hot, though. You don't want to let him get hot for sure.
There's just something about Flacco.
When you look at passing touchdowns, he's not as high. Let me see. 9th. Who has a chance to pass him? Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is already ahead of him, so that's not an issue. Cousins, Wilson, they will not catch him. Aaron Rodgers, like I said, he's 12 away from Peyton Manning. So if he doesn't get hurt this year, he will become the 3rd all-time leader in passing touchdowns. He won't catch Breeze. He'd need too many. And then there's no one's going to catch Tom Brady. He's at 649. Second is Breeze at 571. Unbelievable. Philly Riv sitting in there at 425. And then Brett Favre, 508.
The Favster.
Matt, the promo guy.
You want to talk about bad guys.
Yeah. Well, in that list, there's a few questions we could be asking. Roethlisberger included. Matt, the promo guy says, yeah, you got the pens. Oh, we got them, Matt. They're fantastic. I got a couple, actually. MTR says, Gronk and Moss, top 3 of their positions all the time. He always had top 5 or 10 defense, best coach of all time. Brady's the GOAT, but his surrounding cast was levels above Rodgers. Well, and you know what? I always just go back to the year, and when they took Jordan Love, so the 2019 season, And it was very similar to what the Rams did this year, taking your quarterback of the future rather than adding a piece that could help you immediately. They never
when you're a competitive team.
When you're competitive, yeah. Well, and like the Rams the last two years, they lost to the Eagles in a competitive matchup. They won the Super Bowl. They lost to the Seahawks, competitive matchup. They win the Super Bowl. And then instead of using that first round pick to draft someone who can help you next year, they draft a quarterback, which is fine. You're worried about down the road, but I'd be a little upset. Niners dog walked Rodgers in 2019, but they were still in a position. You know, you could have added a piece. Never gave him a first round talented receiver either. Now, Devontae Adams was a stud. Who else would he have had? Randall Cobb was another guy he had success with.
Big name that I'm...
Jordy Nelson?
Jordy Nelson.
Another good player. Yeah. And then it was funny, as soon as he leaves, they go draft Matthew Golden in the first round.
Here you go.
It was actually a U thing. Devontae Adams Adam?
Is that his full name?
I don't know. He went plural, then singular. Devontae Adams Adam. I had really hoped that he would go to the other LA team. Did not happen. But yeah, it's an interesting discussion. I think there's the problem is, like, Dan Marino playing in 2022 throws 5,000 yards every year probably. Well, Brett Favre had amazing numbers, played for a long time. Had he played in this era, he probably throws for a lot more as well. Warren Moon would be another one. Now, I can't say the same personally about a guy like Fran Tarkenton, Unitas. Didn't really get a chance to see those guys, so hard for me to say for sure. But I mean, at the time, they were top. Rodgers did choke a lot, though.
Yeah.
Did he?
Lost in a lot of NFC championship games.
Was it all on Rodgers?
Well, no, it never is. Football is it's a sport where it's really difficult to look at a single player. And now the quarterback is the most important position, but even still, the offense is only out there, for simplicity's sake, half the time.
Yeah. I mean, you don't see it too often in the NFL where a quarterback carries a team to the Super Bowl and does it all, right? Like the Chiefs, when they won the first one, their offense was great, but they really built up that defense. As people have mentioned, you look at those Patriots defenses, man, they were unbelievable that they had, especially the first couple. Thinking Northside, scandal saying it for sure, but there's no better QB to watch than Favre. Just great TV. Yeah, Favre was like a rich man's Jameis Winston. You never knew what you're going to get. It could be 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, some crazy things he would do. But as a football player, he was entertaining. That music means we're done. Time for the 23-hour break. We'll take it. Up next, Slow Down with Low Tide. Enjoy the show. Gregor's up at 2 o'clock. Then you got Fox Sports Radio all night long. Right now, though, Sports 1440 update with the Duke, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, home of Alberta's best beef jerky. Online at wilhaukbeefjerky.com. Only available in Leduc.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Stanley Cup playoffs, Eastern Conference Final getting underway tonight from Raleigh, North Carolina. The 8-0 Hurricanes taking on the Montreal Canadiens. Puck drop just after 6 o'clock. IIHF World Championship action from earlier this morning. Canada, tough matchup, but they get past Norway 6-5 in overtime. Mark Scheifele, player of the game, netted the OT winner, hat-trick in the contest. Finland beat Latvia 7-1, and still to come, Switzerland will play Great Britain. Denmark up against Slovakia. PWHL news, the league announcing its finalists for goaltender of the year. And Renee Desbiens, Aaron Frankel, and Gwyneth Phillips are your 3 finalists. And the new Hamilton franchise joining league play next season have announced their team name. They'll go by the Hamilton Hammers. Excuse me, that's the AHL team coming to Hamilton next season. NBA schedule tonight. New York Knicks at home at MSG against the Cavaliers with a 1-0 series lead in the best of 7. Tip-off just after 6 o'clock. And lighter day in the majors with just 7 games total. The Blue Jays, they wrap up their set in New York against the Yankees. First pitch just after 5 o'clock. You can catch that game right here on Sports 1440. Join in progress at the conclusion of the Jason Gregor Show. Elsewhere, Guardians up 2-0 on the Tigers in the middle of the third. Pirates lead the Cardinals 1-0. Also mid-3 still to come. Mets in Washington. Marlins host the Braves. Athletics against the Angels, and the Rockies play the Diamondbacks. Coming up on Sports 1440, it is the Lowdown with Low Tide. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
This is Sports